Hi, it's day 3 and today I have to do the theory part and it's called Understanding HTML Attributes. So let's see how it goes. Just give me a moment. In these lessons, you will learn more about HTML, that is Hypertext Markup Language, a markup language for creating web pages. You will learn about HTML's role on the web and what HTML attributes are. What role does HTML play on the web? Okay, we'll check this one. What role does HTML play on the web? HTML, which stands for Hypertext Markup Language, is a markup language for creating web pages. When you visit a website and see content like paragraphs, headings, links, images, and videos, that's HTML. Here is a small example using HTML elements. Try editing some of the text in the editor and see the changes updated in the preview window. Okay, so what is this HTML used for? Paragraphs, headings, links, images, and videos. Paragraphs, headings, links, images, and videos. Even image and video, that's in HTML. So that h1 tag is there, so that's like the main heading. Okay, I'm not wearing my glasses and I just said that out from my memory, and now I can see it's the very same thing which I told. Main heading element. Okay, and as you can see, when we use h1 tag, the font is like super bold, and I also remember we should use it only once per page as per the previous lessons. And the P tag is for paragraph. I'm a paragraph element, and you see these arrow marks. I don't know if it has a name. All I can remember is like the lesser sign and the greater sign. So in this HTML, whenever we add an element, this is what we have to add, like enclose that element within it, and while ending the tag we have to add that slash, forward slash. Okay, HTML represents the content and structure of a web page through the use of elements. Most elements will have an opening tag and a closing tag. Sometimes those tags are referred to as the start and end tags. In between those two tags, you will have the content. this content can be text or other HTML elements. Now, okay, first of all, it's actually called, what is that? Somewhere. This one. The one which we saw earlier. Arrow mark H1 arrow mark. So that's an opening tag. And when you have that slash, it's a closing tag. And sometimes those tags are referred to as start and end tags. Till here, all beautiful, all fine, all simple. In between those two tags, you will have the content. Okay, that is like I am a paragraph or that. And the content can be text or other HTML elements. Okay. Now this is where we have to understand it just cannot be text. There might be other elements that are coming inside the regular tags that we use. Okay, and here is another example of a paragraph element. Change the text in the editor to say I love coding! Exclamation point. And see the results in the preview window. I love coding, I love coding, I love coding, I love coding. My letter G button is busted. I have to press it pretty hard. And exclamation point. I love coding. Okay. This is not that hard. Both opening and closing tags start with the left angle bracket. Oh my god. I was just calling that arrow marks lesser than greater than sign. I completely forgot about the word called bracket. Okay. Both opening and closing tags start with the left angle bracket and the end with a right angle bracket with the tag name placed between these angle brackets. So they are called angle brackets. They're called angle brackets. While HTML tag names are case insensitive, it is widely accepted convention and best practice to write them in lowercase. So what they're trying to say there, it's okay if you use, for example, this one. The element P is in small letters. Let me try if that works. They're saying I can even make it in a capital form and the code still works. However, is that however the same the best practice is to use small letters itself. Here is a closer look at just the opening and closing paragraph tags. We already know about this part. What distinguishes an opening tag from a closing tag is the /. Yep. Notice that. Placed immediately after the left angle bracket in a closing tag. Some HTML elements do not have a closing tag. These are known as void elements. Okay, this is where it starts to become crazy. Till here, we know every content is packed between these two opening and closing tags, and the closing tags always have a /. Now we are learning that there are some elements which does not have a closing tag but only has an opening tag, and they are known as void elements. Here is an example of an image element which is a void element. So example is angle brackets img. So img is for image. Okay, and does not have a closing tag. Notice that this image element does not have the closing tag, and it does not have any content. Void elements cannot have any content and only have a start tag. So another new information: void element will not have a closing tag, and they will also not have a content, but the rest of the tags do. Notice that this image element does not have the closing tag and it does not have any content. Void elements cannot have any content and only have a start tag. Sometimes you will see void elements that use a / before right angle bracket like this. Sometimes you will see void elements use a / before right angle like this. Why? Why is it like that? Why is it like that? Why is it like that? Maybe we'll find it out soon, but don't you think this part itself is enough, I mean, okay, let me read this and find out. While many code formatters like Prettier will choose to include / and void elements, the HTML spec states that the presence of / does not mark the start as self-closing, but instead it is unnecessary and has no effect of any kind. So here, while many code formatters, what are code formatters? I have no idea. So one of the code formatting thingy is called Prettier, which chooses this / in void elements, the HTML spec doesn't care about it because it has no effect and it deems it unnecessary. Okay. In real-world development, you will see both forms, so it is important to be familiar with both. In real-world development, we see both forms, one with the /, one without it. So I should be familiar with both. Add oil to the fire. If you wanted to display an image, you will need to include a couple of attributes inside your image element. And an attribute is a special value used to adjust the behavior for an HTML element. Okay. Learning one more new thing called attribute. Attribute is something that affects the behavior of the element, like img, h1 or p elements. Okay. Here is an example of an image element with src attribute. Update the value of the src attribute to quotes https what is this cdn freecodecamp.org. Okay, it's giving the website link, and you will see the image change to 2 cats peacefully sleeping. So when there is an image element with the src attribute, we should do something called, we should add value to that src attribute. In this case, that is a link. It's a website link. Okay, that is the value. So when we do that, we will see the images. Okay, since this link states about a cat photo app, so we get this image. And how is the code written? Left bracket img space src is equal to the website address, where is that, again space / right bracket. So right now I don't know if you're supposed to give the space or if I can just continue it after the quotes and it'll still work. What is shocking is the image element. It is starting with the left bracket, but we do not close it here. We close it at the end, and we just directly add src is equal to the website link. And maybe now is the good time to tell you this. I think so nearly a month ago I tried to learn this coding stuff. So I made an account and I started with I forgot that course name, something web designing. It started with an R. I can go back and show, but that's gonna take a huge time right now with the system. So, and there I already did that cat app. It gave me a project kind of thing. It had 71, I remember 71 sections which I completed, and I could not continue learning that like every day. One of the major reasons why I started this YouTube channel to document my learning process. I could not keep up with it and I forgot all about it. When I came back again, I could not find that course. It was gone. And as you can see in the very first video which I made, all the old courses, in that video I don't think you can see. I don't know. It might have I think so, I did not record that. All those old courses have been archived and this full stack is the new course. Okay, so I immediately joined that one, and I think so the same cat app which I already did is gonna happen. But the thing is, I have come across this IMG and SRC while doing that project, but since it's been a month or so, I forgot everything. And now that I brought it up, I also remember something. At the end of those sessions, like 61, something like that, I remember it told something about forms, and there were other new attributes. It was very confusing for me, but I just just follow the instructions and completed it. But I have a lot of doubts. So if the project comes up again, I'm not sure whether I should do it once more or should I just continue. Probably I should do it once more so that I can learn it once more, because I've forgotten everything. And another thing is, I know that I'm doing it, reading it pretty slow. I'm trying to understand what's happening here, so the video might be longer. And also right now it's like the time is 6:50 AM or something in the morning, and I'm lying on my bed and doing this stuff. Okay, so let's not waste more time and get this over with. The SRC attribute is used to specify the location for that image. For image elements, it is good practice to include another attribute called alt attribute. The alt attribute is used to provide short descriptive text for the images. Here's an example of an image element with src and alt attributes. Try breaking the image by updating the src value to this link. You will see the image disappear and only the alt text shown. Okay, now what they're saying here is normally image element also uses another element along with src, which is called alt attribute. That is nothing but it's a text given for that photo image. Okay, like a heading, like what image that is, like it's a name for label. It's like a label for that image. So here we do not use p element or that h1 or h2 for image. src will give you the location, that is the website link, and the name we should use the tag or the attribute alt. Okay, so the code looks img space src is equal to the website alt, and again after the quotes space alt is equal to, wait a minute. God, this is not moving because it's stuck. Okay, over here alt is equal to two tabby kittens sleeping together on a couch. How does that end? Okay, first src ending with the quotes space alt is equal to, again ending with the quotes and forward slash. Okay, 1 second. Now I need to replace this with the src link. Oh, so this is a wrong link. That's why the photo has gone. My laptop is not working. 1 second. Wrong link. That's why the image is gone. Now we can see the alt attributes. Beautiful work. Two tabby kittens sleeping together on a couch. Okay, my doubt is I thought it was like a label, right? It'll be like above or below the image. Why didn't this show up? Okay, stop thinking too much. So you might be wondering if HTML by itself is enough to build a website. Well, the answer is it depends. If you are building a small practice project that only displays text and images, HTML alone might be sufficient. However, if you're creating a modern professional website, you will need to have HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Okay, for basic stuff HTML will be fine. In order to create a much more beautiful website, you need CSS, JavaScript along with HTML. HTML is for the content and structure. CSS is for styling. JavaScript is for adding interactivity to your web pages. A good analogy for this is to compare HTML, CSS and JavaScript with a complete building. HTML represents the blocks, concrete and iron, that make up the walls. So if you take this HTML as a building, it is the bricks, concrete, cement and the iron rods that make up the walls. It's the foundation that makes the building strong. CSS represents the interior and exterior design that makes the house look beautiful. Interior design, outside. Okay. JavaScript represents the electrical water system that ensures uninterrupted access to water and electricity. Okay. Questions. Let's see if I gained something from this. What does HTML stand for? Hypertext Marker Language. Hypertext Marker Language. Wait, both are the same thing. Hypertext Markdown Language, Hypertext Markup Language. I don't know how I remember that. Which of the following is the correct syntax for closing tag? This is easy. Which of the following is a valid attribute used inside IMG element? You got src. I don't know what is that. Bold, closing, div. Check my answer. Yeah, I've just done 50%. Another 50% is left. Submit and go to the next challenge. Okay. What are attributes and how do they work? An attribute is a value placed inside the opening tag of an HTML element. What is an attribute? It is a value that is placed inside the opening of a HTML element. Attributes provide additional information about the element or I can't see about the element or specify how the element should behave. Here is the basic syntax for an attribute. So attributes are giving additional information to the element, specify how element should behave, either more information or it's telling how it should act. It's like element is a noun, noun, adverbs, verbs, adjective. Okay, now I forgot grammar. But it's one of those concepts, right? One is like describing the verb, is adverb. No, that's helpful. Okay, I'm actually making a fool of myself right now. Anyways, all I remember is it's like English grammar or something. If somebody is watching this video and you know that grammar stuff, write it in a comment, because I'm too tired to look it up right now. Okay, an attribute. The syntax is left angle bracket element attribute, that is that img is equal to value. Okay, now this is confusing. This does not look like any of the previous code that we saw, because if you remember, there was a left bracket img space src is equal to quotes and website link, again end quotes space and forward slash and closing tag, like this one. What is this nonsense? The attribute is followed by an equal sign, and value in quotes. The value can be a string or a number depending on the attribute. What is a string? Who knows? This first example uses the href and target attributes. We have already learned src and alt. Now new attribute is called href and target. The href attribute specifies the URL of a link, and target attribute specifies where to open the link. Now listen up. Didn't that src do the same thing as href? It gave a link, right? Okay, that is for image. Okay, change the href, change the href. To this, now when you click on the link in the interactive editor, you will see the Freecode Camp homepage in a new browser tab. We'll see. Now this is also very new. What is this? A href is equal to website space target is equals this one, and this is ending with the okay. Remember, image is a void element. It does not have a closing tag. This is letter A element. Inside that we have href and target attributes, and we have to close the tag. Okay. Let me copy this. There's oh god. One second. Visit Freecode Camp. What did it do? It gave a hypertext. I hope I'm saying that right. So if you click this one, it goes to a different website. In order to create hypertext, we use a tag, I suppose. Without without the href attribute, the link would not work because there would be no destination URL. So you must include href attribute to make the link functional. The target enables the link to open in a new browser tab. You will learn more about the target attribute in future lessons. So href makes the text like a hypertext with the URL embedded into it, and target makes it open in a different tab. Other common attributes are src and alt, or alternative attribute, which is used to specify source of an image and provide alternative descriptive text for the image respectively. Wait a minute. You remember, like when a website is not loaded properly due to like slow internet or something. So many details are missing from that web page, and the place where it has an image we see some words. Is that alt? Change the src link to this one. I will copy this. Oh god, oh god. Okay, proceed to this, then change the alt to navigate and sleeping together on a couch to cats running in the dirt. Okay, now first this one. Let's paste this. Okay, I see some cats, but I don't think it's running. Alt okay. Okay, wait a minute. Got it. Oh no, I didn't got it. Okay. Oh no. I wanted to tell you this is because of my prehistoric technology. Okay, my laptop is so amazing and efficient. That's why. But I still cannot see because it's behind this. Similar to href attribute, the src attribute is required because it specifies the image file to be displayed, and alt is not required, but it is recommended for accessibility purposes. Accessibility means making sure that everyone, including those with disabilities, can use and understand things like website, apps, and physical spaces. We will learn more about accessibility in the upcoming lessons. Okay. How can people with disabilities be helped with that alt thing? It's an online thing. Okay, they're saying that alt is like unnecessary, but it's useful for accessibility purpose. Don't know what the hell that is. Some attributes are a little unique with their syntax, like checked attribute. Some attributes are little unique with their syntax, like checked. This is another new attribute, and I think so it has a weird syntax. Try clicking on the checkbox in the preview window to see if alternate see it alternate between a checked and an unchecked state. Oh, okay. This looks nice. It's like a button. Oh, it literally means the check symbol, the tick mark. Yeah, this is brand new. Input. Now wait, why did we use letter A element? We use letter A element for hypertexting the phrases, and in order to do that we need two attributes, href and target. Now this is new one, input type. Input type is equal checkbox space checked, and it closes like this. So even this is a void element. Okay, let's see. If anybody's watching this, I want you to know that I'm taking so much time to read and do this because I want to really understand what's happening here, but it just seems like too much information. Well, not too much, but I feel like that. Okay, but let me try to finish this up. In the following example, we have an input element with type attribute set to checkbox. Inputs are used to collect data from users, and type attribute specifies the type of input. In this case, this input is a checkbox. You will learn more about how inputs work in the upcoming lessons. So input is used to collect data from the users, but anybody who's accessing the website, and that uses a specific attribute called type. In this case, it was the checkbox. The checked attribute is used to specify that the checkbox should be checked by default. The checked attribute does not require a value. If it is present, the checkbox will be checked by default. If the attribute is not present, the checkbox will be unchecked. This is known as Boolean attribute. You will learn more about Boolean in general when you get to the JavaScript section. Okay, what it is saying, if we use this, wait a minute, let me scroll up. If we use this attribute checked in the code, okay, after type we say checkbox, that is, I think so. When you just put this checkbox over here, it appears like that, and when you add this, by default it will be ticked like that. Okay, by default. That means without anybody doing anything to it, it'll already be ticked. In case we do not checked attribute does not require a value. If it is present, it will be checked by default. If the attribute is not present, the checkbox will be unchecked. That means only the empty box. This is known as Boolean attribute. How many attributes are there? Remove the checked attribute from the input in the interactive editor and you will see that okay, I actually want to try that in the the page up now. Yeah, got it. There are several common Boolean attributes you will encounter in HTML, such as disabled, read-only, required. These attributes are used to specify the state of an element, such as whether it is disabled, read-only, or required. So there are extra Boolean attributes called disabled, required, and read-only, and they state the element, the type, what it has to do. Okay, no idea. Here is an example of a text input element that is disabled by default. Try clicking on the input element in the preview window. Now remove the disabled attribute from the input element and you will see that the input is no longer disabled by default. You should now be able to click on and type inside the field. Can you see this? Because I cannot. There's a small rectangular bar to type. So the code is input type is equal to text and it is disabled. By default it's disabled. So I think so the type here in the previous one we saw checkbox. Here it's changed to text. That means we have to enter something. I'm clicking and trying to type something, it's not working because why? There is this disabled attribute. Now let me remove that. I'll remove that. Wow, I can text there. Where did it go? I did something, I broke it. Where is it? Okay, it's gone. I successfully broke the disabled attribute. Now, HTML has many attributes that can be used to customize. HTML has many attributes that can be used to customize the behavior and appearance of elements. On a web page, understanding how to use attributes is essential for creating interactive and accessible web content. Over the next few lessons, you will learn about more HTML attributes and how to use them effectively in your web development projects. Question: which of the following is an example of a Boolean attribute? Thank God this came up first because it's the latest one that we learned. src and alt belong to image. href and target belong to, what is that? That hypertext a element. Disabled, read only, required, checked belong to boolean. Okay, what is the role of an attribute in HTML? Attributes provide additional information and help define the behavior for HTML elements. I don't need to read the other options because I already know it for sure. Which of the following is the correct syntax for a Boolean attribute? Just by reading that question, I'm already confused. Let's see if I can do it. Input type is equal to checkbox checked. I actually forgot if there's a slash over here. Input type checkbox checked on. No, this is not the thing. Input type checkbox checked is equals off. New. Input type checkbox checked is equals is checked. We will not see this one, thank God. So it must be this one. So there is no forward tag. We'll see. Okay, one second, I just want to go back and confirm that here those disabled which we removed, there's no, I'm saying we removed, I removed it. Okay, anyways, going forward, if I do say we removed it, because you all are with me watching this, so we all removed it. Okay, look at this. When I removed checked, it had this forward slash and this bracket, and this is a correct answer, it seems. So which one is correct? I don't know. Okay, we have done theory understanding HTML attributes. Okay, I might want to practice this a little bit more, because I know for a fact I'll forget that. Hopefully it comes up in the upcoming lessons so that I can remember once more, because I'm not noting it down anywhere. And God, it took close to, oh my God, 64 minutes, baby. That's close to 1 hour just for this. I have to seriously improve on this. Okay, I'll try my best. Technically, I should have completed all of these things. Right now, no, I'm gonna finish it for today. Okay, I'm feeling sleepy, and let me open my screen recorder. Close the existing. Okay, I'm going to save the recording. So anyways, this is day 3. I'll see you next time. Bye.